I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about the UFC heavyweight division. Sergei Pavlovich versus Curtis Blaydes to headline UFC Fight Night on April 22nd, 2023. A key matchup between top five heavyweight contenders, Curtis Blaydes and Sergei Pavlovich, have been booked to serve as the main event for UFC Fight Night on April 22nd. The location and venue for the card have yet to be announced. Okay, let's just move on. Blaydes, 12-3 in his UFC career, was last seen in July when he picked up a TKO win over Tom Aspinall, who suffered a serious knee injury 15 seconds into the fight. Wow. The win improved his streak to three. Chris Dukakis, he previously defeated Chris Dukakis and Rosenstrike. Blaydes is 7-1 in his past 8 performances, with his lone loss coming to a knockout defeat by Derek Lewis in February of 2021. Wow. So, excuse me. Sergei Pavlovich is 6-1 in the UFC, has been running through the division in recent years. The Russian fighter has 5 consecutive first-round stoppage. After losing his UFC debut to Alistair Overeem in 2018, Pavlovich has remained unbeaten in 5 trips to the octagon since. Most recently, the 30-year-old put away Tai Tuivasa in just 54 seconds. Oh, man. At UFC on ESPN 42 in December, a few months ago. This is the rest of the lineup. Some good names there. This isn't a pay-per-view. This isn't a UFC. It's not a pay-per-view. This is a fight night card. No location yet set for this card. And no venue, obviously, because there's no location, right? But yeah, this is a very, very, very important fight for the UFC not the light heavyweight, for the UFC heavyweight division. These two contenders, clearly one of them are, I would say, 2 fights away from a championship fight, right? The winner of this clearly takes one more step closer to the championship fight. They're both in the top 5, I believe. I believe they're both ranked in the top 5. Either way, they're both in the top 10. You would imagine with UFC 285 featuring the heavyweight championship showdown between Jon Jones and Cyril Gane, the winner of that fight, both of them, I wouldn't say both of them, but Jon Jones has been talking about fighting Stipe later on this year. So I would imagine at this point, Stipe Miocic is probably the number 1 contender in waiting, and the winner of Cyril Gane versus Jon Jones will most likely fight Stipe. I don't want to jump too far in front of that, but if Stipe isn't the number 1 contender, I would say the winner of Jon Jones and Cyril Gane will most likely fight the winner of Sergei Pavlovich versus Curtis Blaydes, right? There's not too many heavyweight contenders after that. Tom Aspinall, whenever he returns, he's going to be returning off of a loss. So I don't see him getting an automatic title shot. So this is basically a number 1 contendership, right? The winner of this fight will know who will be the UFC heavyweight champion. This fight happens 1 month after Jon Jones and Cyril Gane. So, there's a lot of time for, will the UFC, book another fight between the winner of that and Stipe Miocic, or does Stipe Miocic not, step up? So the winner of this fight is, like I said, one or two fights away. I would say one fight after this fight from basically getting a UFC heavyweight title shot. I'm not gonna make a pick or a prediction at this moment. I want to see, Blaydes is a bad man. I think a lot of people had him losing to, not losing before, during the fight, but had, him going into the fight versus Tom Aspinall and having Tom Aspinall be the winner of that fight. But Blaydes ended up winning that fight 15 seconds to I believe it was a knee injury with Tom Aspinall. So we haven't heard from him. We don't know when his return. If let's just say Blaydes lose this fight, you would imagine Tom Aspinall and Blaydes could run it back. But if Blaydes wins this fight, Blaydes is gonna be looking for, the title fight. And, Sergei Pavlovich, will he get a title shot? It depends. If he goes in and he knocks out Curtis Blaydes in like the first round, he will almost definitely get a title shot, and there will be a lot of hype behind him. This is a great position for both fighters. Main event 1 month after the UFC will crown the heavyweight champion. This is basically a #1 contendership fight. Should be a great fight. Like I said, I have no prediction. I'm just rooting for both guys because the story is gonna move forward with whoever wins. I would like to see what they do, right? With both of them, I believe, ranked in the top 5, it should be super exciting to see how this fight ends. Is it a 5-round war? Is it a quick one punch knockout, right? Is it a submission? Is it a 3rd round TKO, right? So many questions will be answered in the next few weeks with Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. Whoever wins that fight, do they fight Stipe or do they fight the winner of Sergei Pavlovich versus Curtis Blaydes? Let me know if you have a prediction. I'm not doing a prediction for this fight. Sometimes we do predictions, but for this one, I'm just going to be a fan. This fight, I'm just going to be a fan. I'll say either way, whoever wins, there's a good story you could move forward with them being a #1 contender and facing the winner of Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane. I'm Jason, UFC. Today we have a story about UFC heavyweight division. Sergei Pavlovich versus Curtis Blaydes to headline UFC Fight Night on April 22nd, 2023. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button. And please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.